What's up, y'all? What's up? We back again. All right, that technical difficulty was Rob wasn't even there. He wasn't even paying me no mind at the time. But guess what? I got him. Hang tight. Y'all know I don't like this. Hey, can you somebody help me with this thing? What am I doing here?
What's his Instagram?
Well, we just did this yesterday. It's just I can't see it. For some reason, I can't see it.
You can't see his Instagram type?
There we go.
Yeah.
I've been cooking with Chris though. Yeah, this could be set up. This could be set up a little differently, but we ain't gonna set it up. We're gonna wait until we get Rod on here, y'all. And in the meantime, I'm gonna let these two beautiful souls introduce themselves.
It's Mommy Ani, the mother of medicine, a spiritual and intuitive herbalist, and Reiki mother. Excited to share my music. And I just took a Delta 8 gummy, and I feel it in my main part. And I've never had this experience before, so I'm feeling a lot, but I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Peace, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm Emerson. Many things, a healer, gardener. I've been called a warrior monk amongst many other things. But what I am right now is just being, you know what I'm saying, sharing space with some beautiful souls right here. You know, I took a Delta 8 gummy myself. So I ain't kicked in yet, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure I'm gonna put it in. Yo, we gonna enjoy this time. You know? We're gonna enjoy this time together.
Hey, listen, you know, we love conversation, you know, because this older gentleman told me that everything you need to know in your life is through a conversation. If you don't talk, you don't get no information. Oh, did I just run? I think I did. So we trying to get Rob on here. I'm not sure why I can't get him on here. I think, hold on, I'm still doing the same thing. He ain't joining me. And I need him on here so we can have a conversation like we had yesterday. And I want you, Rob, where you at? Oh, here you come, baby. I see you. There he is, the man himself.
Many blessings.
What's up, brother?
Many blessings. How's everybody doing?
Peace, brother. How are you? Peace and blessings.
Y'all, you could this. I want that you missed the introduction, but I want them to. This is Rob.
Rob.
Yeah. Hold up.
How you doing, Rob?
Man, I'm blessed out here, very thankful, you know what I'm saying? Every day, you know what I mean? Just embracing it every day. You're just staying here, you know what I mean? Staying present, because it's a gift for a reason.
So, turn your mic up, Rob. I can't hardly hear you.
How's that now? Is that better? Or
Not really.
let me see. No?
Say that again.
How's that right there?
That's pretty good if you get closer to the mic, because you sound, I know I sound loud, because I'm loud anyway, so.
How's that?
That's better. Okay, so basically, I wanted to have this open conversation with Rise and Rob because my brother Emerson kind of told me that he watched us yesterday and he did
mirror work, you know what I'm saying? Man in the mirror work, you know? And it was a blessing because I was telling her when I just came in, it was a blessing simply because she inspired me with the mirror work. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times, especially in the season that we're going in now, that we're currently in right now, a lot of times you can kind of get into a funk, so to speak. You can get into a low, which is when you really need to do mirror work all the time just to kind of reflect on yourself, reflect on where you come and where you are. But especially right now, when you get in that kind of low, because during the process that we're in, man, I believe we're all on a journey. So whether that journey be in the light or in the dark, both of them are needed. The time that I'm going through right now may be considered a dark time, but it's needed, just like the light is, just like the sun is needed, just like the rain is. I speak in these terms because I'm a gardener. In the introduction I announced, I'm a gardener, so, you know, the seasons mean a lot to me. So I know the season right now, a lot of times that we try to hide from our reflection, try to hide from ourselves, the shadow self. No, now it's time to hide. So I'm trying to express how I think you could benefit more from owning up to it, looking at yourself, looking deep within, and digging through that stuff that you don't necessarily even want to admit to or own up to, and face it. And Rise, my good sister Rise, God bless, you know what I'm saying, bless up. She kind of brought it to my attention that, man, you know what? Hold on, maybe you need to go ahead and do some deep diving and some searching within yourself. So I give thanks to Roz, man. You know, I give thanks to you. I was actually on y'all live yesterday, and I was like, bro, that's very inspirational. Y'all both have a lot of knowledge, and I think y'all both can benefit a lot of people because we need healing, bro. Our people need healing. We all need healing. You know what I'm saying? So give thanks to you. Give thanks to Roz. Yeah, God bless, bro.
So tell them about the garden. That's very important to me. That's something that's really special to you. Okay. You know, so let them know. You know, I want them to know who you are. I mean, these are real people that are just here, just trying to do better. You know, be a better person. And even though we don't all have the answers. Life don't come with a book. You know, it comes with the experience that you have going through that journey. And then, like I said, you meet these beautiful souls, man, and you don't feel alone. So I think this mirror work thing is just helping people to just love the reflection. It ain't always gotta be good. Like you said, you know, you need that pressure. And I think that's kind of where our stories kind of parallel. You know,
and you know, I think it's interesting that you say that because for me, mirror work is something I've been doing for like the last 4 years. And I didn't introduce myself to you. My name is Mamiani. And I'm a spiritual herbalist and Reiki master. But for me, mirror work is something that actually helps me remain soft. It helps me really connect with the divine feminine, not only inside of me, but the divine feminine that I embody for others as well. So I feel like every time I'm looking in the mirror, I'm really creating like a soft, safe place for myself. Like there are so many times that just in our lives that we don't feel we're enough, or we feel that we have imperfections, that things need to be changed. And being able to really sit in that tension of this is where I am and this is where I'd like to be. The mirror is a portal. Yeah. The mirror is a portal for a new you. But in order for you to get to that place of being, you know, where you want to be, you have to be comfortable with where you are. Because that destination is going to forever be in the future hovering around you. And even when you arrive there, that sense of arrival is not going to be, you're not going to experience it because you were never comfortable with where you were in the first place. And that's something that I'm really experiencing now, as I literally just saw a mirror and then I saw your post and it's like I want a mirror for a photo shoot. So I'm like, but there are mirrors everywhere. I looked at my saved post on Instagram and I had a mirror that I saved from 2020 for the photo shoot I'm now doing now in 2022.
Just collect.
So it's so real, the power of the mirror to be able to transform yourself. But I feel the transformation is rooted in being able to really see and be comfortable with who and who, not even like who you are, because lately I've been thinking about the difference between like who you are versus who you be. Like after R is, it's like things that you ascribe to yourself, like I am good, I am this, but I feel like being, the mirror helps me reach that state.
It's the movement. The mirror kind of makes you move into that. Like you can see it, but you can't get there until you face that. Then you move because, you know, I have this. I know people will be mad at me when I say this, and I ain't taking nothing from nobody. But we used to do these vision boards every year. We would do a vision board. But just like when you join a gym in the beginning of the year, most people don't last past 90 days. So now that vision board becomes an art project because ain't nobody really did have the shit on it because it was just something to do. You know, I understand it's a pretty picture, but in order to make that shit come together, you got to do something. You can't just be pasting shit on cardboard thinking it's going to magically appear like some shit out of Lucky Charms. No, you have to actually get your ass in position and just, once you start loving on you and realizing that, you know, regardless of the reflection that looks back, it's still you. You know, and I think that mirror is more important than I ever realized.
And it's part of the process.
Sure.
Action. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's part of the process. Like you said, it can become an art project or you can put it into action. You know what I'm saying? You're going through, you know, I mean, I don't know what it, I'm not really a religious person. I'm more into spirit, tapped into spirit, but I do study a lot of different. So, you know, if you're thinking of the chakras, right? You got the root, you got the sacral, and then you got the solar plexus, which is the action. So a lot of people get stuck in the lower chakras or the lower I ain't say we gonna not even use the word socket. We gonna use vibrational energy, showing the lower energies. But ascension is important for everybody. But the only way you can ascend, you can know, but knowing is only part of it. Put it in action. You may know, and what I think, to my opinion, is the mirror was knowing. It's okay. Now I know. What am I going to do about it? Like, I'm facing myself in the mirror. This is me knowing me. This is me getting to know who I am and who I am being. But of course, you don't want to stay where you are. So accept it, but you don't have to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is part of the growth process. Yeah. Levels of it. It's levels to it. And I'm a proponent to not skipping levels. If it's necessary to go through, whether it's dark, light, whatever, you can't skip levels. I think a lot of times people try to, oh, we're already here. No, you have to go through the whole process. The good, the bad, the jump, the BS, the bullshit, and the lighter. You know
it all matters.
It all matters.
They say matter is everything and everything matters. Yeah. I mean, those are not my words, but that's the word that a lot of people that is similar to our thinking about said. Like, it's not rocket science, but you know, we always find ways to make shit difficult, even when it's simple. Yeah. You know, because that's what the CBD. I mean, and we trying to convince people to make themselves feel better. You can't do that. You like you say, you plant the seed, water when you can, and you know, you can only give if somebody is willing to receive it. There's only two type of people: givers and receivers. Like, you can't give something to about somebody that don't want it.
But you know, this is making me think, like, when you do mirror work, and especially because I actually put my mirror and saying like you, I put my mirror work on Instagram. I really believe, and also like I have recorded myself every day for the last 3 to 4 years. So I've been able to really see
every day.
Every day.
Wow.
I content every. I don't post every day, but I'm either channeling, dancing, you know, foraging, whatever I'm doing. I create a visual record for myself. And I feel in my healing journey from the different things I've experienced in my life, one of the things that rings true all the time is I felt like I wasn't seen. I felt like it wasn't
me too.
seen.
Me too.
Overlooked. Overlooked, mommy. And I would be like, do you see me? Do you? And it's like, when you create that space to see yourself,
you don't need that. That is so true. I just went through that like last week. Like, I understand it. Like, for real. You try to fit into these places because everybody want to belong. You know, you want to belong to something that feels real to you. But if you gotta find yourself pushing yourself in places, or you're in places that nobody really paying attention to you, then you just move.
Just move.
Just go somewhere else. Yeah. You know, I don't want to be in a situation, person, place, or thing where I don't feel good. And I think that's what my challenge is, because there wasn't a lot of things that made me feel good. That's why I'm surrounded by so much shit. I collect shit. I get, these are all my toys. So I got toys everywhere, because when I'm in my solitude and I want to play with something, I ain't got nobody. So like, I'm the only child. So I go grab me a toy, I start playing with it. Next thing you know, I'm DJ, or I'm making a t-shirt, or I've got a new product I'm thinking about. So that energy is being redirected. It's transmutation. Yeah, because it just makes, that's why I keep so much shit. Everybody say, you always buying shit. I got shit stacked in my house, just toys. Because I just like to have fun. I like to be able to do what I need to do when I need to do it.
What made you come to, like, what made you realize that? Was it the mirror work that made you realize that? Because it seems like you come to terms with that. And that's part of it. Come to terms with it and be okay with it, accept it. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. So is that the mirror work that brought you to realizing that you were collecting things to kind of like, it sounds like
I've always like stuff. Like, I'm a curator of things because I see it to be used later. I might not have a reason for a record player, but it's what I want. So when I want it, it gives me joy. I play my records on it. I'm feeling good. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it.
And it ain't things. I love people. Mm-hmm. I love being around people, but I don't like to be around all kinds of people. So that's
energetic hygiene.
Yeah, because so you got energetic hygiene. Did you hear that?
Energetic hygiene.
You cannot spend time with everyone, and that's not being exclusive. I'm going to be so vulnerable with y'all right now.
That's what space for that. That's what space.
And you can tell them.
Yeah.
Like even me, I recently experienced someone, telling me, I don't think we should share energy anymore. And I had the option to take it personally. And there were a few hours, maybe days, okay, where I was sitting in the feeling, but I had to recognize this is somebody who is empowering themselves to decide what is best for them in their spirit. It's part of their spiritual hygiene. If they feel like there's a blockage or there's a reason why they should be defensive around me, whatever we create when we're together is not even going to be in the correct spirit. So that was a service to both themselves and also to me. And I feel like we all have to really take that responsibility. If something does not feel right in your spirit, you have to heed the spirit. You have to, and if you're not connected to your spirit, heed the body. The body is always talking to you. The body does not lie. It keeps record of everything. So when you're feeling, you're able to really be in yourself. And you're able to kind of feel how you feel in these different situations, which I feel like is very related to mirror, because you're seeing yourself and your perception of yourself changes.
Absolutely.
For me, mirror work helps me understand I'm worthy. I'm actually worthy to decide. It's, if you grew up with childhood trauma, you're kind of like, I'm taking whatever is there because there was not enough. But I've reached a point now in adulthood where it's like, there has to be some kind of boundary, with others. And that's also important. I got to make some boundaries with self as well.
Absolutely.
So it's all an energetic hygiene, I feel. Yeah.
I love that terminology. I know, right?
Yeah, we vibing. I mean, so I know I told you I was on the call, I was on the live with y'all yesterday. Like, job. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a conversation, bro. Like, I'm interested in what, your perspective, man,
Well, I'm enjoying the cipher. I'm just enjoying the way we just building and growing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just embracing it because this is exactly what Roz envisioned so long ago. You know what I mean? And this is just a piece of where she tried to go. Can y'all hear me? Is good? Am I good sound wise? So with that, it's just I'm just seeing, like, she visualized this, like where you are right now. I saw it where it was empty. And Roz was like, it's going to be right here. This is going to be right here. I'm going to do this. It's going to sound this way. All of that. And it's unfolding right before us. So when she said, like, all right, I'm ready to take part in this part of it, you know what I mean? Expanding and sharing and everything like that. I could only take part of it. You know what I mean? Because Roz has helped me see my light within myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I was like, with the mirror work, whatever we kind of choose as mirrors. You talked about the visual work that you did. That is mirror work, in our own ways. And when you ask Roz, like, how did you get to that point? Is it the mirror work or not? Like, Roz has always been doing the mirror work. She just didn't know what to call it. Now you have something, you have a tool to actually, all right, here's to help you out and here's to guide you through that experience. And you experienced it yourself. Like, once you did that mirror work, you were reflecting on yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything like that. But that's what life is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now, we're in the season of Capricorn, or winter right now. It's not as much light as it usually is, right? So it's like the trees, the leaves are gone. Not as much oxygen is there. This is the season of death. This is a season of, like, it ain't rocking. But also, too, this darkness is necessary so spring can happen and new life can bloom. Again, doing with earth and gardening and things like that, understanding those seasons, you're well aware of that, right? So we are all part of that same system. We have our own season. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like, you know what? It ain't time for me to be around people. It ain't time for me to be rocking like that. We have to go through that process. You know what I mean? And, again, as I'm not a religious person as well. I'm just more spiritual, and I just take the lessons that are guided. So I think about, if you talk about Genesis, you know what I'm saying? There was a light to rule the day and there was a light to rule the night. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always darkness. There's a light within inside that darkness. And that's the strongest and most powerful light of all at the end of it, because if that light can shine through, what could it do at the end of the day? And even when we go through our darkest times, that light that sparks, that idea that sparks is when it's isolation and you going through that tough time where nobody else is around, nobody's helping out, nobody's showing up, this is that. You like, you know what? Forget it. And once you just let go of all those expectations that you have on others and even yourself, then boom, it starts to happen. It starts to grow and starts to manifest in many ways. You know. Go ahead.
You know, in fact, bro, like, so just to kind of piggyback it off of that, right? I do a lot of meditation. I've been meditating on a daily basis, like every day. And one of the things that I begin to notice is meditation, eyes closed meditation, it's completely dark, but when they say out of darkness came the light. Because what you were just saying, that darkness, you have to go through that darkness in order to bring that light, because it's completely dark. That light comes. Where's that light coming? That's the inner, that's, in my opinion, that's the inner most high. That's the inner God within that you're expressing. But you have to find it. So it relates to what we go through now. It's the time of death. It's wintertime. It's Capricorn. I say the time of death. It's the Capricorn season. It's the wintertime. Everything may go through these periods. It's ebbs and flows. Ebbs and flows. You know? It's a cycle. Right now we're in that time. So if you tap in and really get within yourself and really tap in the source, you begin to understand that, okay, this is the time that I need to bring that light out. So I need to bring that being out of me, that's that most high, that connection out for me. And in turn for everybody. Because if you're operating in your higher self within, then that reflects everywhere. If we're our reflections, then I can bring that out of somebody else. Not eternally, but actually internally, because they see it in me so they can see it in themselves. We are light shining. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. That's why mirror work is so important. That's why the season we're going through is so important. I'm gonna be real with you. Before I actually got on this path, I'm in a field of sales, professional sales, right? There were so many times, and before I got into really gardening, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm Geechee. I have Geechee roots. My granddad was a gardener. Geechee's, Geechee go. My granddad was a gardener. I never really tapped into it until I got older. So all this time, during this time, it would be okay. The pressure from sales. Okay, we got to make this happen. Got to make that happen. When I began to realize that I am beginning and I am in, you know what I'm saying, and all this within, I began to understand that the power that I have, and I'm able to slow down, and I'm able to slow other people down and other situations down in order to fit my own narrative. Creators. We are creators. I tell my little niece this all the time. We are creators. This is not as that. I'm not as the self that I had, because I believe in steps to it. Like I said, level 4 levels to it. Self-knowledge, then self-mastery. You know what I'm saying? This is the time of the self-knowledge for some, self-mastery. Because we're in the dark time. You know what I'm saying? Like my man was saying. We're in a time right now where it's Capricorn season, where the light is less light. You know what I'm saying? The leaves are less. You know what I'm saying? All that time is time to reflect within and bring out the light from within. You know what I'm saying?
It's springtime.
I'm sorry, bro, but like you, like
no,
I swear, like I love this right here, because this sparks the thought. This sparks the creativity. This sparks my spirit. When you're alive, I'm not gonna fit it in this room. I can actually fit it through the screen.
Right.
It's a wonderful thing, bro.
Yeah.
Give thanks for it. I'm saying give thanks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give thanks for you. Give thanks for you.
Give thanks for you as well.
Oh, I love this. This is
Open conversation, man. It's just about, we all here just trying to get through this thing, with leaving something good for the people behind us. Yeah, I mean, a lot of us, I come from a family that don't have a lot, but some of us see different. And I think where I have the benefit is that I see different. It don't matter if you see it, because when I recognize it, I'm going to show you. I'm trying to see it myself, so like blind leading the blind. No, I'm seeing now, and I want you to see what I saw. I've been there. I know what it feels like. You got to go check it out, but I can't make you. But just listening to other people's perspective, it gives you a different perspective. People only know what they know until they know something different. And we all teachers. Nobody got the degree on that. We still all teaching each other every day. And I think the students. Yeah, I'm learning just from listening to y'all. Like the book I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He knows it. He told me.
I actually got that book at the house. I got it from my cousin, but you could. I got it.
I don't even know.
Just like say the name of the book in case of anybody didn't check it out yesterday. Say the name of the book for anybody that's listening now.
Apocryphy.
Got you.
Apocryphy. I'm sorry, it's Apocryphy. Yeah, you're right. It's Apocryphy. But yeah, so it's one of the books that was taken out of the Bible, the original Bible. It's one of the books. Kind of like, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Book of Enoch, but the Book of Enoch as well.
No, he did. He's still there.
Yeah,
we did the same shit yesterday, didn't we? Why we out?
Uh,
Woo, that thing was too hot. That's what happened. They're like, shut it down. They're talking too damn much.
it was the matter, but
Yeah,
they
the
trying to say
vibrations
that
are real.
we ain't gonna stop. We don't stop though.
Wait, let me get this in here so I can get this light to shine out. I don't want this thing to go off, but I did yesterday. Did that come back on?
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Woo. All right, there we go. We back. There you go. Oh yeah, we don't play around. We can't stop this conversation. There you go. So go ahead, finish.
You speaking on the book.
Oh no, I'm just saying like
He was
well,
speaking on
like the book
yeah,
I
the
was.
holy book.
I think my man. We can't.
Rob,
The holy book.
can we hear
You
you?
can hear me?
Wait, let me get this.
Hello?
Wait, wow, hold up.
Got you,
We gonna
got you,
fix
got you.
this.
Oh, yo,
Man, my phone messed up. Hold up, y'all.
Good, we good, we good.
Good.
All right, no,
Well,
you
as
were
y'all know,
expanding
we
on the
live,
holy book.
so shit happens.
Yeah, absolutely. You was expanding on the holy books, and you talking about like the book of Enoch. And real quick, we talk about the quote unquote Bible. A lot of times we talk about the King James version of the Bible, and King James couldn't read himself. Shakespeare wrote that for him. You know what I'm saying? So again, Romeo and Juliet are older than those quote unquote texts that we like so many people are absorbing and like living a life off of. For myself, I went to the Ethiopian version. So that has the book of Enoch. They go in with all of that information. So I'm more with the cipher or the Sefer. You know what I mean? So for me personally, that's where they dissect the different levels of the spirit of the Most High. Because you have the Elohim, then you have a Yadonai, like you have these other terms that they present to you. So again, there's different vibrations. When you start seeing these things and you start seeing the truth, especially in its original form, the way that we created it, it's a whole different absorption when it comes to the creator itself. And again, we could get into like the names and the titles and numbers and things like that, the magic in it. But that those hidden books or the books that have been thrown off, there's so many different pieces in it. You know what I mean? And it's a matter of putting those pieces together again in order for us to be one with the holy message and understand the one. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to know more about, your book that, that you have been expanding on and growing with.
Well, I mean,
It's called the Apocrypha, you said?
yeah. So that, and now I got the book of Enoch as well. But I'm interested in that because the thing about it is, and I was having this conversation not too long ago. The fact that they took these books or felt like they had to take these books out, you should be suspicious of it in the first place. Like to me, it's like, okay, if don't just give me half the knowledge or a quarter of the knowledge, give me all the knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? So it takes, and right now we're in a time of communication. We're in a time of knowledge. I mean, knowledge and communication, it's out there. So as opposed to just taking what is given, the due diligence, take it upon yourself to seek the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I love it that we're here in this conversation right now because I'm learning from you. For instance, you just told me you got the Bible from Ethiopia, right? I would love to. The Ethiopian. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like these are notes that I'm taking back and actually seeking some knowledge myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because like if we can lead this conversation with anything, everybody out there, just please take the knowledge with, like, do your due diligence, gain the knowledge. So knowledge turns into wisdom. You take the knowledge and then it transmutates into wisdom. You know what I'm saying? We need this in order to better ourselves. Like I said, we're reflections. You know what I'm saying? If we're reflections, then we reflect. If we're reflections, we reflect our light. We all can get better as a collective.
As a collective, that's right. Yeah. Collective.
Speaking of collective, I'm sorry. Speaking of collective, I just want to know, like, so in addition to the things I am as a gardener, I'm also the founder of Cultivating Kingdom Community. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get it there. I don't want to sit here and spell a commercial and try to
all of these
black
business or these business owners that resonate with us, we will definitely put their stuff out there because to me, I think we handpicked each other. You know what I mean? I think we all handpicked each other. And I didn't serve thousands of people in the shop, but there are certain ones that I just had a different relationship with just by our conversation. You know, everybody can't have these conversations. I'm sure people are like, what does this got to do with CBD? It has everything to do with CBD. I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, it gives you enough to even go into that kind of thinking, and it ain't like is induced by anything other than just courage. It helps you. It helps gives you. If okay, say let me say it like this. It has the capacity to let you see things that you don't normally see, and it's not like it's a drug, but it helps balances your body naturally. So some of the anxiety that you have about looking in the mirror, you might not have there because the CBD is dampening that fear. And I'm not saying that is the end all be all, but it's the tool. It's like anything else. All these are just tools that we need to help us maintain that balance because we go out of whack every day, you know, just to maintain balance. But when you so out of whack that you can't even think straight, you can't look in the mirror, you can't do shit because you can't focus. So the CBD for me has given me the ability to be still enough to look.
Yeah, that's real, and that's real. Because the way society's made, you know, this dog eat dog world, whatever you want to call it, they don't want you to kind of be still. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to because there's always these pressures. They're always pushing this on you, this agenda on you, whether it be social media, whether it be just going outside and advertisements in your face, you know what I'm saying? Talking about the vaccine, whatever it may be, that's a distraction from really going within. You know what I'm saying? So CBD for me, myself has been like, okay, that tool, like she said, to help me figure out, slow down, just ease up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to react so quick. You know what I'm saying? CBD and Delta 8, you don't have to react so quick. Let's gear it back a little bit and figure out really where we at. Let's begin to understand ourselves. Let's begin to really feel ourselves, really feel our spirit within. But CBD is, and some people, so I mean, some people may use other things. There are multiple different modalities and multiple different herbs that this earth provides for us that can actually help with that. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of just on CBD, it helps me slow down so I can actually tap into it, which I think is needed. A lot of people really need that. You know what I'm saying? In order to get what we need to get to as a collective. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very
true. I mean, Roz, if you don't mind, let me ask you. Like, naturally, we're built to absorb this flower. We have cannabinoids naturally in our mind, right? Like you could expand more on that than I can. So it's like this is actually part of our system. We are this. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Yo, that's God. That is what the humans actually have in their bodies already. We already have the receptors to receive this plant. He gave it to us for a reason. And another one that I have had the pleasure of having that has this kind of capacity. Like this is not shit that I'm just pulling out of the sky. This is something they never told us. Well, I did pull it out of the sky, he gave it to me. But now I have a way.
The sky to the earth, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know, I'm just trying to tell people, just take a different look. Look differently. You don't have to be so conditioned to believe what everybody tell you. You don't have to be you don't have to be a follower all the time. Step outside the box and do shit for yourself. There's no way this plant has been here this long and we haven't had the opportunity to have it for free.
It was once illegal. That's why they made it illegal for us to access it and tap into it for so long. You know what I mean? But then you know what I mean?
It's a whole lot of information out there. There's one in particular is called the God plant. The GOP plant. Now that ain't nothing that I wrote, but I did watch it because it was interesting. They know that all of this stuff is going on in front of our faces. The people are actually still administering THC to patients that have been taking that shit for over 30 years. But then you're going to turn around in this next breath and say, but it has no medicinal value. Are you crazy? Mm-hmm. But nobody will really know that because we're not looking at, we're looking at C, COVID. We ain't looking at cannabis. We ain't looking at communication. We ain't looking at conversation. All they looking at is COVID. There's some other C words. Compassion, generation.
There we are. That was missed though.
That was missed.
Yeah.
You can get the COVID, but you can't get all the other 20 C's that's, I don't get that. Like, CBD, damn, that's another C word.
There you go.
I mean, you see
Absolutely. Like, and that's
what you focus on grows. It ain't my law. That's just the law of the land, law of the nature, law of the spirit. What you focus on grows. If you focus on something, it grows. Stop doing some shit.
Watch it die.
Watch it die.
Be gone.
So that's how I did it. Like, that's just it. It ain't. I'm just telling you that's how I did it. And I tell you, it works because I did it. How you open a CBD store? I'm not going to ask a barbershop dude how to open a CBD store. He might can tell me how to open a business or a barbershop, but this is different. I had to learn my craft, and I learned it through eating my own shit, eating my own supply. I can't tell you or let you try it if I'm not convinced that it works. I'm convinced that it works.
you was on the beach the first time, right? You said the first time you had it.
Oh my God, wait a minute. The first time I ever tried cannabis, I was on the beach. And it was a CBD product. I had it when I was a kid, but CBD for the first time in my adult life was on the beach in Myrtle Beach. I was open that day enough to try it. Because I was very resistant to cannabis prior to 2017. Let's just be honest. You can't touch it. Don't be in my house with it. We ain't got. Yes, I was adverse to cannabis because my culture, where I grew up, it was taboo.
It was taboo, like a lot of other cultures. Yeah,
The best thing for you, but you can never touch it. I had black sons. I don't want them touching cannabis because in where we come from, you get locked up for it. So they did it anyway. You know, I didn't deal with people that smoke cannabis. Like, you can't smoke that in my car, in my house. No, they beat it. Now, sheesh, well, listen everywhere. I don't care what you smoke it, just smoke it. But we didn't know. I didn't know. I was conditioned like most folks, you know. And even though I have a mind that think outside the box, I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want my sons to go to jail. And the first time I tried it, it didn't do me well. It probably did, but I didn't know how to try it. Now, yeah. So it really helped me. It's better than taking Paxil. I was taking Paxil.
Yeah.
That's a mood stabilizer. It wasn't working. You know? It's like Prozac. I was taking, I got issues too. Like, there ain't no random.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I really don't smoke CBD at all. So it's like I really notice.
You feel that shit, right?
Yes, I'm noticing like it in the front of my head.
This sounds like her first time actually trying this.
Because I smoke weed all the time. All the time.
This is different, right?
This is very different. And as somebody who is clairaudient and is always constantly hearing spirit and other things besides spirit, it's like this is like the first time I'm really like I feel like THC opens the door wide open. Every day my ancestors are like, "Oh, I beg you, stop smoking." I'm like, and you know I stay reckless, whatever. But this is the first time I'm really feeling the body high that I'm chasing that relaxes me enough to receive their message.
Absolutely.
This is what I need for my video shoot.
I told you, man.
Damn, that's what it is, yo. The night is
on the way here.
Yeah.
My ancestors blocked that. I'm really
now you open differently.
enjoy that. Wow.
You open, and this is just CBD, man.
Yes. But I believe that the CBD is offering something. You know, there's value in weed, right? For me as a dancer, as an ancestral dancer, when I'm entering trance state at the drum circle, I need that THC. They're looking at me to be the warrior conductor. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
You did. This one just gives you a little bit more spirit. You're like, I feel different now.
I like it. I don't know.
Y'all heard that? Y'all, it's a live testimony from a full-time youth.
I was like, I would never.
She's like, no, I don't want that. I was like, try a little something.
No, that was not the way you connected. The way you looked me in the eye, I was like, I saw my grandmother. I was like, No. She
Oh.
was like, I'm gonna get this work today.
Yeah.
Smoking.
Hey, messages everywhere. I got a whole bunch of messages, so I listen.
I got a message.
Good.
But yeah, I definitely feel that this is ideal.
Cerebral is different.
Yes, very cerebral. This is for people who are spiritualists. Because, you know, when you're engaging and filtering so much different, you know, spiritual energies and even as a healer, emotional waste, you need ways to get back into your body so you can really consciously identify where these things that are not yours are located.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I feel like CBD is offering me a groundedness. Where's THC? Where's THC? I'm like, I want to be up here, in different realms, all over the place.
Just a difference.
Mentally, I feel that, but I feel grounded in my body.
That's good.
I feel much safer.
That's
energetically.
Because what I was gonna say is, I mean, I didn't start smoking the herb until after I graduated college. You know what I mean? I got my degree in marketing at Hampton University and things. And while I was in college, everybody tried to get me to smoke so much. I was like, nah, I gotta stay on my path. I gotta get this paper. You know what I mean? And kind of keep it moving. It wasn't until I started enveloping my creative side and started getting more into music and things like that. It just naturally kind of took me to that place, right? And the thing about the herb, a lot of weed nowadays, don't just call it like that, it doesn't have the CBD. So if you go to a lot of these websites and you see how much THC it has, it doesn't have the CBD. So anybody that does enjoy the herb, I would strongly recommend, if you mix your flower with the CBD at the same time, that'll take you to a whole nother place. Because again, now it's starting to balance it out. It's like, I call it, like, I feel like sativa is the proton, indica is the electron, CBD, CBG, that's the neutron right there. That gives you exactly what you need, full spectrum and everything like that, and hit each of the marks right there. That's from my own experience. So sometimes a lot of it is like, it's not that I want to be high. Sometimes I even just enjoy the smoking process because it's about the inhale and the exhale. It's about that breath. You tapping into the breath of life. You tapping into that source. When you get that herb in there, mixing it right, but the CBD, the CBG always keeps you balanced between the different worlds and the energies and dimensions. You know what I'm saying? So like even right now, my flower guy, he was out of commission, but I got some CBG. I got some CBD not too long ago. I'm like, you know what? Let me get back to this. You know, I still enjoy it with a fronto and everything like that, with my tobacco leaf, whatever. But again, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Once you have it, once you have that clarity and things like that, and then you learn to travel with it, because like not everybody's built for the same flower. You know, some people are sativa, sometimes it makes them too paranoid. Sometimes people need indica because of body high, but I think a lot of that body high comes from the trauma that we have inside. We're trying to numb that pain in a lot of ways, and we do need that, but also too, it's like we can't always be down there. You can't always be down in the dumps. So it's about traveling, and again, as we were talking about the mirror work, being more aware of yourself, understanding what you actually need. You know what I'm saying? So that's when knowledge of self, you know what I'm saying? And then again, like we mentioned it earlier, you gain wisdom, but the pursuit of wisdom is also what gives you the knowledge in the first place. So wisdom is always on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you pursuing that, you have those ambitions. And that's how you got to this point as well, because you had those questions. You know what I mean? It was about those questions that you asked and the pursuit of those questions that you had. Like, why is it this way? Why does it have to be this way? You know, why did they take this book out? You know what I'm saying? Like, even with that, when it came to the holy book, you know, the Apocrypha, and the book of Enoch, they removed it. Why did they remove it? Because they don't want you to know. People try to say that, oh, Christianity is used to create slaves. They didn't have Exodus in the Bible, in the slave Bible. They didn't give you the greatest slave overcoming in the Exodus itself.